Happy Arva. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you? So obviously mining is a massive part of Australia's economy. Not so much here in America. In fact, I don't even know anything that's mined here in America apart from coal. So this is really, I mean, wow, look at that right there. It's pretty interesting to me. And this is Rio Tinto's most advanced mine. A little video from Sky News, Australia. Check them out. Small and up-and-coming YouTube channel right there. Link down below. But anyway, I was just curious about the mining technology. I mean, look at this freaking thing.
The common image of iron ore mining is this. Giant machinery,
Oh, that's common, huh? I've never seen it.
heat, red dirt, laden with the core ingredient for steel making. The less common image is this. Thousands of kilometres from the Pilbara in the northwest of Australia. This is Rio Tinto's operations centre.
This is where the suits work.
Near Perth Airport. And it's where the mining process starts. It's less about digging, but all about technology. As you can see,
It looks like the freaking New York Stock Exchange.
it's a large room
These
filled
people aren't messing around. How many monitors can one have?
with hundreds of employees
I'm inspired. I need more monitors.
in front of countless computer screens. They are hardly
That's
the
pretty
image
dope.
of a typical mine worker. But from here,
Wow, look at that. They have all the data from all the different sites and stuff. There's something cool about this.
these Rio Tinto workers remotely control most of its trains, trucks, drills, and other large-scale mining
They're controlling them from here?
machinery. The facility is led by General
Let's
Manager
go.
Jenna Rennick.
At any point in time here in the control room, we'll have about 200 people operating equipment. People come from a diverse range of backgrounds. We certainly have lots of people who've worked on site and in the mine.
So it's not the suits working in this building. It's, I don't know what you call them. They're miners, but they're at a computer. It's like they're playing a video game.
Mining industry, but we also have lots of other skill sets, paramedics, pilots, nurses, teachers. We train our people here.
Throughout this operations centre, there's a constant hubbub of employees making radio calls to people on the mine sites. Jenna says some operators field up to 6,000 calls per day.
Yeah, so what's happening here is on one of our mine sites, the team are operating a fleet of autonomous haul trucks. So the trucks have no drivers in them, and they're also operating our processing plant equipment for one of our sites.
The giant-sized trains and trucks are tracked
We are truly living in the future, folks. I just can't imagine strolling up to a gigantic mine in Australia. I've seen the pictures. Just huge, vast hole with trucks driving all up around it and stuff, and just thinking, there's nobody in the trucks. There's nobody here. It's all a bunch of robots being controlled from mission control.
with hundreds of sensors, cameras and GPS positioning. But from here, in the control room, it's hard to get a sense of the scale. For that, you need to get up in the air, travel the thousands of kilometres and visit an actual site. We've just arrived at the $3.1 billion Gudai-Darri mine, Rio's newest and most technologically advanced mine. Gudai-Darri began production last year and reached its capacity of 43 million tonnes in less than 12 months. Rio Tinto plans to invest a further $130 million, expanding the mine's output to 50 million tonnes.
If you look at
I want to drive one of these beasts.
the strike length of this deposit, it's around 40 kilometres, 9 separate deposits. This is the first deposit, and we're overlooking a section of that. It's called the Kara deposit. We've just ramped up to
This guy's definitely an engineer.
43 million tonnes per annum, which is our nameplate capacity. We achieved that in less than 12 months, which was a fantastic achievement by the team. And I guess now we're really looking forward to all the things we've learnt from that and looking how we can creep capacity further.
Gudai-Darri uses autonomous trucks, drills, water carts and trains. There's also remote control robots like the Bunker Pro, which inspects conveyor belts for bearing failures and damage. Ore is removed from the main pit by the driverless trucks and taken to the rock
You no longer even need the canary in the coal mine. You just send the robot.
crusher before moving on conveyor belts to be stockpiled.
We don't have stuff like this here in America, I don't think. Not much. Not much. There's actually a lot of coal mining around the area I live in. And I don't hear anything about this. There's just a bunch of dudes that have lung issues from working down in the mines their whole life. If you could get the robot in there every once in a while, it would probably help a lot.
The driverless trucks are relentless, only stopping to be refueled or serviced. About 1 kilometre away from the main pit, the ore has been crushed and screened by giant double-decker sieves, which reduce its size from large rocks to small pieces. It's then cleaned by the dust collector, a giant machine which offers great views of the mine. I'm on top of the dry screening facility at the Gudai-Darri mine, where basically all of the dust from the iron ore is extracted. It's then separated into 2 separate conveyor belts and goes...
Man, what a beautiful landscape. It just screams Australia. Look at that. You can see for miles.
Out to the stockpile yard over there before loading onto the train on my right. Matt Holtz manages Rio Tinto's 17 mines in the Pilbara. The complexity of running so many autonomous heavy machines, plus the sheer size of its operations, is all about efficiency to drive production up and costs down.
So in terms of employees, at this site it will be just over 400 people.
Wow. There's almost as many people back in the AC in the building as there are out here.
We do have a lot of autonomous equipment, as I mentioned, autonomous trucks, drills, also our water carts as well. Those assets are operated from our operations centre in Perth. For us, in terms of the rates, 43 million tonnes per annum. The strip ratio here is quite low, which means we move a low portion of waste for the ore that we mine. In terms of train movements per day, we would have 5 to 6 per day. So roughly in a train, you would get close to 30,000 tonnes.
Once loaded onto a train, the iron ore...
Imagine having to wait on this. You're waiting at the intersection and you got to wait on this thing?
Has a 170 kilometre journey to the coast. Rio Tinto has 53 trains on its network. Each train has about 240 cars, extending 2.5 kilometres in length. The trains are maintained in the main workshop just outside Karratha, close to the port of Dampier.
I'm here checking out the cabin of a General Electric train, part of Rio Tinto's fleet of trains that move around the Pilbara.
Given the heat, the dust, the weight of the iron ore...
That thing is electric?
All elements of these locomotives and carts have to be serviced frequently. Any breakdown or blockage threatens tens of millions of dollars worth of production.
Oh, man.
The workshop is partially automated, with a machining plant processing more than 130 wheel sets each day.
Wow.
So a round trip in our business is about 1,000 kilometres, somewhere between 500 and 1,000 kilometres, and those trains are on the move all the time. It takes a little bit less than 40 hours to do that loop, so you can imagine there's 53 trains out there, all doing that each and every day.
Once the train...
They're going to break down. And wheels are going to need to be replaced.
Reaches the port, the ore is blended with iron ore from Rio's other mines in the Pilbara before it's loaded onto ships and sent to steelworks overseas.
So our ports take a ship size from about 100...
What a massive operation.
50,000 tonnes.
And humans are impressive sometimes. Like the fact that this whole operation has come together like this.
About 250,000 tonnes. We load on average at about 10,000 tonnes an hour, so there's somewhere between sort of 15 and 24 hours, maybe 30 hours to load the ship, and then we can only sail those vessels at high tide.
And this is the final result. One of more than 2,000 shipments of iron ore that Rio Tinto send each year from its ports up here in northern Western Australia. And if the automated system works, then the royalties, the taxes and the revenue just keeps rolling in.
Wow, that is so cool. And great for your economy, huh? And for as long as people are building stuff and buildings and technology and stuff, there's always going to be a demand for some raw materials. No matter what you're building, you need the materials. Unless we all just live in the metaverse in the future, in Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse, then you still need the materials to make the headsets. What am I talking about? That was interesting. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.